Yo, what's up guys? My name's Nick Marino, and I'm gonna talk to you about Lady Bird. Hit it. Discovery. This whole movie is discovery. It's just growing up during those years, when high school years, your adolescence and discovery and just like realizing things about yourself, about people, about relationships that you have, finding out truths, and just living life and experiencing for the first time. It's so crazy how this movie, it takes you through this journey and there's no filters. It's kind of just like, there it is. It's just like that. You're living your life and then boom, you realize something, you discover something. When her first boyfriend comes to her and says, please don't tell anybody. Please don't tell anybody. I don't even know what to say to my mom or my parents. I haven't even told them. And that whole scene, the camera is just on Lady Bird to get her reaction shot. And she comes in and at first she's mad. She's like, I don't want to talk to this kid, right? And like, what are you doing here? And then when he says that, you hear what he's saying and you're like, that's kind of egocentric to say something like that. Like, instead of him saying, I'm sorry for leaving you, or I'm sorry for our relationship not working, he goes off and says, please don't tell anybody. Please. I don't even know, don't tell anyone. She has the audacity to understand where he's coming from. And then that hug comes in and then he starts weeping, and it's just like, it's like a minute of just seeing that, and you're just like, fuck, man. That was such an epic moment, like, of just truth, of just like, please accept me, of just, I have no one else. You're the only one that knows. That's epic, man. That is so fucking powerful. This movie is not just about Lady Bird. This movie is about all of the people that she meets along the way. And you don't have to be a girl to understand where she's coming from. You just had to grow up. You just had to grow up, The part that got me was when she joined the theater, the drama program, and she started doing plays. There's all these little elements of things you can relate to, It felt like this is a relatable movie in many different areas. And if you can't relate to the main character, you can relate to the people she meets along the way. It's a movie about development from different perspectives. She goes on this fucking journey, man, and she meets this punk rock kid who's a douchebag. The kid who's like popular, but he's like keeps to himself, and he's in a band, and he reads books, and he's just like, he goes to parties, but then he just sits outside and he reads a book, And he's so far off in his own little thing about life, and just, she's attracted to that. The rocker kid, man, he wasn't even a dick. He's just so to himself that he just doesn't care. He's nice, and he doesn't care. Who's that? Do you know that guy? Were you that guy? Did you date that guy? Were you best friends with that guy? We've all met somebody like that. We can all relate to a guy like that. Every single person you see in this film, they have their own journey. They have their own story, and they're just all characters that you probably have seen, or that you can relate to, or people that you knew, people that you know, people that you've dated, people you've befriended, people you've hated, people you've bullied, people you've been bullied by. You can all relate to each of those characters. And they're all so diverse and specific. They're all very specific archetypes. The final scene where she calls her mom and she finally acknowledges her mom over the phone, over a voice message. She hasn't heard that yet. She's going to. Just like when the mom wrote to her daughter 1,000,001 papers saying, I love you, have a great trip, but she crumpled it all up, and then the dad packed it up and put it in the bag for her. Just like that, it was an indirect. It's like indirect, I love you. And that's so true in our communication with the ones we love. with many people, is that we don't tell them directly that we love them. Sometimes, especially with family, it's that sometimes it's that energy underneath, that scent that you can, that never gets communicated verbally, but gets communicated in another way. A beautifully told story about a girl who's coming of age, looking at the lives and the relationships that she meets along the way, and connecting with each one of those. That's my 2 cents on it, guys. You know, in the end, just do whatever you feel. You know, I am just sharing with you my thoughts and my wisdom and my commentary on what I witnessed. It's your boy Nick Marino. Deuces out. Fly like a ladybird. I'm a press on this elevator. Boop. Catch you on the next one. Peace. Woo!